I'm upset.
Kinetic.
The Maniac. Good evening, good people. It is I, the Maze Madman. I'm upset.
I'm the best there is. Woo! Woo! Woo!
I want you to put the word out there that we back up. Understand me? We back up.
Good evening, good people. It is I, the Maze Madman. I'm here with my guy,
Kinetic.
the Maniac will be joining us shortly, but we are here. That's what's important right now. Anyway, be sure to hit the like button, share this with your friends and family on social media, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Today, we are talking Michigan coaches back on the recruiting trail. If you haven't seen it, then now you know. Also, it's a call-in show. We're going to make it a call-in show today. Come up, speak your mind with myself, Kinetic, and others. But Kinetic, how you feeling today, man?
I'm good, man. I just listen, guys. Don't get in your feelings over memes. Just don't. It's a meme. It's a joke 90% of the time. Have fun with it. Stop getting in your feelings on social media over memes.
Amen. Also, I know we addressed this last week. We addressed this yesterday. Let's stop getting in our feelings, period. All right. How about that? All right. Let's just stop being ultra sensitive. And this isn't necessarily to the Michigan fandom, although there is a certain Michigan fan that's very much in his feelings. But for the rest of us, let's just be regular. All right. Anyway, let me give some shout outs. All right. I know my guy DK is here. DK all day. Hello, sir. The Dom Father is also in the chat. Dexter Green. I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. Shout out to DG. Dexter Green. John Diadamo. Everyone, the legend himself. Everyone from the airport. Of course, John Diadamo is always in the air. Shout out to John. My guy, your guy, Detroit Wolverine is here. Shout out to him. Marski or Warwarski, depending on how much you play Call of Duty with him.
Depending on if he wants to put on his villain hat tonight or not.
That's a fact. That's a definite fact. Juju is here. Brett Sullivan, shout out to Brett. Juju says, I like getting in my feelings. I mean, it's the off season, Juju. Apparently we are just here. We want problems always. But shout out to that. And of course, Dub Q in the building. Shout out to my guy, Dub Q, Wolverine legend. Everybody on West Quad, and he's not a legend for what he did on the football field, ladies and gentlemen, but he's a legend. I know. No, I'm joking. But shout out to Dub Q. All right. Anyway, Kinetic. Oh my God, I almost forgot. How this is so rude of me. Jeez Louise is also here. If I wasn't at work, I would call in. I need to soon. Yes, you do, G's. Yes, you do. Call in. You know what, G's? Call in. Anyway, we'll talk about it. But yes, my guy Taves DeCane is also here. I don't want to forget him. Also, a member of the chat and is a legend in his own right. But talk to me, Kinetic. What are you thinking about the coaches being back on? First of all, let's talk about why they were not on the recruiting trail, and then your thoughts on why on them being back.
Yeah. So real quick before we get into that, I just want to give a service shout out for John Diadamo and for our guy TJ. If people didn't see their members only show that they normally do tonight is going to be next week. So if you don't see it, that's why. Check them out next week. But that means y'all can hang out with us for the rest of the show.
Absolutely.
As far as the recruiting thing, I mean, okay, so they self-imposed a couple weeks recruiting restriction on themselves in the same way that they're expected to do the two game self-imposed suspension for Sharon Moore. In my opinion, I think this was hey, we'll take the first step. We're willing to talk, come to the table, invitation to the NCAA. But now that's over, and we are back on the road. We're back in recruiting talks. We've setting up visits. We've already had at least one recruit on campus. There's talks of flips. Recruiting's back on. We're the dead period's over. So
What'd you just say? Recruiting is what?
The recruiting is back on.
I want you to put the word out there that we back up. Understand me? We back up.
Yep.
Put the word out there, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Kinetic. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, like I said, I mean they've already had Juju's guy Latimer on campus. There's talks of their things are heating up with a couple flip targets. They had I saw a thing where Coach Moore and Coach Newsom were out visiting our guy Malachi Lee. I've heard from a couple people that they've been in touch with them. So I think this came up on Johnny's live yesterday. I'm not worried about recruiting. It's May.
Yeah,
and I think we're about
Juju was talking about that, and neither am I. I'm not worried. I know some things are percolating for Michigan, so I'm not worried in that regard, and I wouldn't be worried anyway. Like Juju pointed out, we were serving a ban, and Michigan recruiting last year got off to a late start, but when it got off, it was off. So shout out to that. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link in the chat. You guys feel free, come up and talk to us. By the way, 57 people in here. We need 57 likes. I don't know where all 57.
If y'all don't get those like numbers up, Maze is gonna
get those likes up. Exactly. I'm gonna get real angry. I'm joking. 48 people from YouTube. We need at least that many likes. My brother Juju has joined the chat.
Up, Juju?
Juju, how you feeling?
Yeah.
What up, though?
What we on, man?
Ain't much, man. I know you pay attention to recruiting, Juju.
Oh,
yeah. And yesterday, certain people,
Mr. Lamar,
were coming after us, pause, about WQ, about Michigan recruiting being dry, if you will. But
drier than a nun, boy.
Like I know.
Not drier than a nun.
Yo, what up, Goes? Shout out to my guy, Goes. Still check in, passing through.
My bad. Go ahead, man.
Break a thumb, no doubt, man. Definitely hit that like button. Appreciate you
in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Maze, I thought I heard a rumor about you being on DTB's show here sometime.
I am. Shout out to Darren. Darren Talks Ball. I'll be on there July 22nd. July 22nd. Check me out on Darren Talks Ball.
Boy, ain't nobody gonna remember that. You better remind me.
No. I'll be sure to remind y'all every week until then.
Yeah, please do. Because I'm never.
DET, what up, Tom? What up, King? I see y'all in the
chat. Shout out to Tim in the chat.
No doubt. Shout out to Blue Wolverine too. I've been to
Blue Wolverine. What up,
Blue Wolverine? Shout out to him. Moose is back. Shout out to Moose, man. Me and Moose had some words. We worked it out. It's all good. Everything's good. We're copacetic.
Hey, I like that.
Man, it's all season, bro. Let's get negative, bro.
Exactly, man.
Hey, Juju, with that Henny too.
Huh?
You gotta get negative with the Henny. You gotta get negative with the Henny.
Gotta rehydrate with the Henny. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
what's going on with your microphone?
With a little bit of orange juice too.
It's my birthday week. I'm in PR with it, bro. I keep it on deck.
Oh, it's your birthday?
Wednesday is my birthday. I'm touching down in PR that day.
Hey, let's get a happy birthday in the chat for Juju.
Yeah, wish my man Juju a happy birthday.
Hey,
that's love. That's
about to be 10 years, 20 years.
I'm an old man now, bro.
Salute. How old are you, Juju?
26. I'm finna be.
Maniac,
stop it, bro.
He said old man.
He said 26 old man.
Bro,
crazy,
I'm approaching Unk status, bro.
No, I am Unc. Actually, my daughter
Yeah, man,
just
we up.
and is going to. I would tell y'all where. I'll tell y'all where she's going to school. She's going to as long as it's not Ohio State. Then if it was Ohio State, I wouldn't tell y'all. But but anyway, she's going to Virginia Tech, man, which is not far from where I'm at down the road. So it's gonna be good time. Yeah.
Appreciate everybody in the chat, bro. I see
Absolutely, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Right after Juju's, the day after, actually.
Nah, WQ, don't try to come up here.
Don't step on this announcement.
Yeah, I'm joking.
I'm saying, bro. My shit the 22nd, bro.
Right. Yo.
Oh, yours is the day after mine? That's what's up.
Man. Happy birthday to you too, man.
Yeah, my son's the 12th. I'm the 21st. You the 22nd, bro. Shout out, man.
Juju.
For sure.
What's good, Maniac?
What's going on, champ? Yo, quick question. I know you said you half white. And what's the other half? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, of course. I'm Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay. My body brother. See, I knew you was kind of my family there.
Yeah, that's what I just started saying.
Kind of my family.
I'm touching down home. This week I'm touching down home in PR.
Nice, the homeland, bro. Beautiful place.
That's what's up, man. Hey, we got the Dom father in the building, man.
The Dom father.
Gentlemen, how are you doing?
We're doing great.
What up, Dom?
Hey, thanks for having me, Mace. You guys are touching base about recruiting.
Yes.
My take on that is, let's get through this year. Once the season's underway, you have the transfer portal. We have a nicely loaded roster right now, and I'm really not that concerned with it at this point.
Right.
And the 2-game suspension self-imposed by Michigan. If you're Michigan, you sit back. I tried to sit back. Why would I do that? Why would I claim my head coach to be guilty without going through the formal meeting, interrogation, whatever it is with the NCAA? And my thought is, if I put out 2 games, I get to the table, and the NCAA is like ridiculous where they want 6 games or they want them gone for the whole year. I could walk. I'll see you guys in the court of law. And then Michigan can go to the media and say, hey, look, we tried. We dealt with 6 games during our national championship season. We're throwing 2 out here now before the hearing's been had, and they don't even want to negotiate with us. So we walked. I think that might be kind of the strategy behind it.
Well, I think one thing that people forget is that they have not actually suspended Sharon Moore yet. All the reports are that they are expected to. They can literally change their mind at any point between now and the season if the NCAA shows that they're not willing to come to the table. That's why I'm saying I think this self-imposed recruiting restriction was them saying, hey, we're willing to talk, come to the table. And if they don't come to the table, we can go hardball.
Well, it's scheduled for the 6th, is it not? June 6th.
Well, that's one of the next hearings, but contrary to what the scoop enthusiasts want to make you believe, nothing is being decided on June 6th.
All of the constant clamoring about allegations, suspensions, and so forth from that other university is it's the proof, gentlemen. That right there is your absolute validation, and people could say whatever they want. The game matters. 13-10 has paid us dividends all year. All year. It's the best Christmas present I got in advance of Christmas. And could you imagine right now if Michigan had lost that game? Could you imagine? So
it would have been horrible, Dom. And I'm glad you bring that up, right? Because let's just get through this. OSU, obviously they're the national champion. So now they make it seem like the game was nothing. They don't win the Natty. That loss looks 10 times worse, which it still is. They could say what they want. They could just, dumb it down, but they can't. You were a 21-point favorite in that game at home. That's 1. 2, all we heard was you don't have Connor Stallions this year. So there's no way you're going to win. And the court, you know what? I'm not going to do it to Davis Warren, but We knew the quarterback room we had. So for Michigan to go in there and did what they did, and then their fan base to say, well, it wasn't really you guys. It was just the game plan. And stop it with the bullshit, bro. Stop it with the bullshit. Like, come on, man. Just take your loss. Y'all was the better team, and that's that. Because Oregon didn't have a problem with our 2 DTs, and they ran at them. A lot of Texas didn't. So don't give me that bullshit. Accept your loss, and I respect you more for it. Now, Bayer, you won the Natty. If I had a choice, hell yeah, I'm gonna want the Natty. No one can never say that. Hold on.
I think at some point,
so abrupt.
I'll skip out of the way, Maze. I appreciate you having me up. But the last thing I'd like to say is I'm one who truly believes what comes around goes around. And if you're putting it out, it's going to come back on you, and it's going to come back hard. And I never get into politics. And the only reason I'm saying this is by the horrible news, whether you like them or not, that we were informed of our former president, Joe Biden. But it goes to show because questions of things that he may or may not have done based off of your affiliation. But to go 50 years in D.C. and being the egotistical macho gentleman that he was for the predominance of his career, he got pushed aside. And to hear this news today, he should be enjoying his life now. That's going to be taken away. And this is an extreme example, but it just goes to show what you put out comes back. And we're just going to see how all this settles out. So, you know what? To everyone in the room, I apologize. That political example was poor choice on my part, and I shouldn't have brought politics into it. So I apologize, but I hope everybody kind of gets what I'm getting at. I was trying to find a current example. That was the only thing that came to me.
No doubt, man. Thank you, Dom. You're good, man. Appreciate you.
But see, what the Ohio State Buckeye fans didn't count on is that we were bringing to their knife fight. We were bringing the Buckeye killer, Davis Warren.
Couldn't be that the man was 80 plus. I don't know. 80 plus years of toxins, breathing carcinogens and eating red meat. I don't know, but no, it had to be.
Red meat is healthy again, right?
I don't know. You're probably right, bro. You're probably right.
In or out, depending on who you're talking
I don't know what I could eat, honestly.
I've heard on the internet you're only supposed to eat raw liver. Yeah, from certain people.
Yep. Then I'm gonna die.
The other one is bread good or bad this week?
Bread is bad, right?
Well, it depends on the type too, right? Sourdough, I hear, is back in. My wife is like big into making sourdough all of a sudden. I don't know. That's what her friends do.
Shout out to Darren, who's here, by the way.
Hi, I'm here. This is my hobby. This is what I do.
Darren,
I don't make sourdough
what
bread.
up, Darren?
Darren, I got a question. What do you think about Samaj's comments to Isaiah Hole over the weekend?
I've been telling you guys.
Bro, he's my favorite player, bro.
I started doing some film reviews on my channel and going back and watching some tape. And I'm like, Samaj is open there. Again. He's open again.
They all are. I mean,
to get the ball to him last year.
A lot of them were last year.
Red Moore was open a lot last year.
Fred Moore was open a lot. Yeah. Anyway, appreciate you guys having me on here. I really don't have much to talk about regarding recruiting and stuff, but
no, you're good.
I'd hop on instead of just sitting in the comments.
Just give us your opinions on stuff, bro.
Let me ask Darren, question. I think you did a video on this. What's your whole take on the whole Big Ten noon stuff?
I don't like the Big Ten noon kickoff, mostly because I'm a parent to a toddler who does his nap right around like 1 or 2 in the afternoon every day. And it's always just a hectic time of day for me to like try to sit down and watch a noon kickoff and actually be able to sit through all of it. So I like the night games. And I think really like growing up for those like big games, those big matchups, like your Penn States and Ohio States and your Michigans and your Penn States and Michigans and Notre Dames and stuff like that. I always experienced those as night games and like night game atmospheres at some of the biggest and best stadiums in the country. And I think like the big noon kickoff thing kind of robs us of that, really. So it's a little selfish of me, a little personal, because like I'm usually busy at that time of the day, especially like, a lot of my like videos I put out reviewing the Michigan game of whatever week, especially if it's a noon kickoff, you can probably bank on the fact that I recorded it and actually watched it later that evening. But I know not everyone's like that, and some people are more traditional in the sense that they like the noon kickoff, and I get that too. It's just a big noon particularly takes away like those big games from being, nighttime games. I just don't see. I prefer the night game vibes, and that's also the time of day I actually have time to sit down and do anything. So,
see, I actually kind of like big noon kickoff, but I don't know. So like, if I was gonna go to a game, I'd want to go to a night game. So I get that part. But like as far as like watching it on TV and stuff like that, like I like the big noon kickoffs because I mean ESPN's got the nighttime game like primetime slot lockdown, right? So like Fox, they were like just take our best game and put it up against their best game and split the viewers. Let's put it on at a different time. And you don't want to put it on in the middle of the day, so they say let's do it in big noon kickoff to kick off the day and start it. And I'll be honest with you. In 2023, when like every one of our games that year, it seemed like was a big noon kickoff, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being able to get up, go and have a lunch at noon at Buffalo Wild Wings or whatever and enjoy it, and then still have my entire day afterwards to enjoy the win that we just got. And from the people that I've seen in the media that go to the game for their jobs, they seem to enjoy the earlier games as well instead of having to wait around all day and then go to the night game and deal with traffic and then do all their editing and their post-game stuff late in the night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, for some people, I guess this probably doesn't make great content, 'cause I'm not going to sit here and like argue and debate as to whether like the big noon kickoff thing is objectively good or objectively bad. I think it's rather subjective, and it comes down to your preference. I agree with you, especially like when Michigan was in that national championship run. There was kind of a nice aspect of it where like I could try to watch the Michigan game during the day. Like I said, toddler chasing little guy around all day. We're a pretty active family too, so we're always trying to get out and go camping and stuff like that, especially in the fall. It's beautiful up here in Michigan in the fall. But I could try to watch the Michigan game and then just focus on whatever the big game was of the week. Say it's the week of the third Saturday in October, or Alabama, or or Georgia or Oregon, or somebody's
Instead
playing
of
a big
having to
game
flip
that
back
night. I
and
can
forth
later focus on that game. And I think especially in 2023, doing my channel, I focus on college football broadly, so I could catch like the Pac-12 games late at night, like the Oregon, Washington, especially that season, was doing really well. So I was kind of trying to keep track of those teams. So there are pros and cons to it. Man, fucking Penn State, Ohio State should be a night game. And I think I agree. One of the few things where I agree with Buckeye fans these days is like, especially in Happy Valley, like one of the biggest stadiums in the country. That just feels like we've been kind of robbed as fans today.
I agree. The last couple of years, right? And John, I know, or Darren, I'm sorry, I posted something on Twitter about Ohio lawmakers trying to legislate
they make it so
big noon out of their lives.
Soft, bro.
Yeah,
they lose in what is it, in what, 8 calendar months or less?
Ridiculous.
They lose to Oregon and they cry to get a rule changed. They lose to Michigan. They try to make planting a flag a felony. They don't get their perceived advantage against on their first game of the next season, and then they want to pass a law to help them. And they're worried about it hurting their recruiting class, like Maniac says, but they got a top 3 to top 5 recruiting class every season. So what are these noon games actually hurting? What damage is it actually doing?
I listen, and Maniac, you might be upset with this, but I don't care if I have a top 5 recruiting class every year. And this is just to this point. If I can have the best recruiting class, and if having all these noon kickoffs affects me having the best recruiting class, then I'd probably be a little upset about that too. My bigger issue with it is the lawmakers obviously practicing malfeasance here, wasting taxpayer dollars and their time with these trivial attempts at law here, bro. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I did a video on it over on my channel, and that was pretty much my conclusion. It's just performative.
Right.
I would imagine the governor and many of the other lawmakers in Ohio would just see it as a nothing burger. Even if it were somehow able to pass, I highly doubt the governor would actually sign it in because it's ridiculous on its face. And two, like I said in my video, you're just asking for a suit from Fox. The second that you have that, you have to come down with the enforcement. Basically, the enforcement part of that would be you sue Fox for the $10 million, right? And then they basically counter sue and say, we have a contract with the Big Ten. You're part of the Big Ten.
Right.
You signed to this deal. Your game needs to be at noon.
Which is also what I said yesterday.
Yeah.
Knew the rules. Like the Big Ten signed this deal with Fox, understanding that the likelihood of their most popular brands being on at noon was very high, right? And it just so happens that it's Ohio State's turn in the sun, because in 23 it was Michigan's run in the sun, and now they're paying for it. But again, these are trivial things at the end of the day. Really quick, shout out to Dom. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He says 50% on likes. Click the thumb. 60 subs away from 6,900. Let's go blue.
Crazy mode.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I got a question. I got a question for Maniac.
Yeah.
Just to clarify something that I heard you say on Johnny's show.
Yeah.
Is it all Ohio State fans, or is it just Garrison that eats bananas with two hands?
Bro, no.
Listen, man, we not gonna go down that road, man. Just
We're
watch
having a
the
good
show.
time, man.
It was
because I went and grabbed this a minute ago, and it's actually a pretty heavy book. I just wanted to give you guys a great pro tip. I actually have the book that you need to use, the best book in my opinion that's a good guide for dealing with Ohio State fans. It's actually the
what is it?
Diagnostic and Statistical Manual.
Does it have the Harbaugh derangement syndrome in there now?
Great. It's great. Actually, we need a revision. I've been looking through. I'm gonna call the ACA and the APA tomorrow, and there's some good pro tips.
Judging by the ridiculous amount of interactions on a simple meme I posted about Davis Warren, I think there's a Davis Warren derangement syndrome after this last year.
I actually saw just before I got on, the Scoop is still doing like a Zapruder film breakdown of the 2022 game.
That's amazing.
That was 3 years ago, dude.
That's crazy.
But come on, man. Also, it's summer. There's nice things to do outside. I don't know about maybe not in Ohio in the world's largest cornfield, but come on, man.
Damn it.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I had to get that.
No, it's fine. I just think my stance, I get it. Like I said, I'm an 80s baby. So Michigan didn't play night games to the 2000s. So we wasn't getting night games in the 90s. Everything was either noon or 3:30. That's how it was. That was college football in a nutshell. Yes, there were night games, but Michigan was either noon or 3:30. Now, obviously, times evolve, and you got to get with the times. I love night games. Do not get me wrong. You're right. Of course, a recruit would rather go to a night game than a noon game. I'm not arguing that. Absolutely not. I agree with that. But, noon kickoff, that's their brand, right? It's like a steakhouse. You're not going to go to a steakhouse and ask for a beef patty, right? Nah, this is a steakhouse. It's not going to happen. So you're going to get the best teams at noon. That's what the whole purpose of that show. We're going to put the best we have at noon. We're going to get the best game at noon to start off the week. To start off the day. I'm okay with that because, listen, OSU fans could complain, but guess what's going to happen, gentlemen? That game, Texas versus Ohio State, will have the #1 ratings of the week. I promise you that. I put money on that, 100%. So if it's a good game, it doesn't matter what time it's going to be played. People will watch. Now, I get it, Darren. I do have children as well, toddlers. They both sick, actually. Both my daughters are sick. It's a headache. So I get what you're saying. It's not easy during the day. I agree with that part, too, as a parent.
Not for
No
me,
doubt.
bro. Physically, I can't take it. I'm thinking about like last year's games and like my anxiety level. That Fresno State game, bro, like feel like my body, bro. By the time we got to that game, I just couldn't take it. Like you would have thought we were playing fucking like Alabama, like in 2015 or something. Like I just can't take it physically. I know I prefer, for recruiting reasons, and I actually don't mind. I love night games, but I
Yeah,
can't
we
take
all
it.
do.
I
Can I
can't
just
take it, bro. Like my body
address
can't
the
take
whole like
it.
recruiting point that Ohio State fans are trying to make? By the way,
Sure, go ahead.
the game itself, from what I understand, is actually a pretty small part of the visit, right? Like you're going to check. You're a kid who's like 16, 17, 18 years old. You're going there to check out the campus, check out what your living
Right.
situation might be like, get to know your coaches, get to know the other players who might still be on the team while you're there. Really get get to know the people you're going to be working with and in the city you're going to be living in and your living accommodations and all that. And also just getting familiar with the campus. Like, I feel like the game itself, whether it's noon or night, is still going to be a great environment. I would at least hope the people running, everything at Ohio Stadium are still putting on a good show and everything. I just don't understand the college atmosphere. Don't get me wrong. Earlier I said I love the night game atmosphere, but the college atmosphere in general is a great atmosphere. And I feel like we're kind of splitting hairs between but maybe the night games are a little bit better, but any college atmosphere is a great atmosphere.
Facts.
No doubt.
Facts.
No doubt. The thing is, and I heard this from a great source, that the other state has a special new shade of red lighting that they want to show off to recruits for night games. They're not getting that opportunity to do that because obviously Fox keeps scheduling.
They have the opportunity to do that. Just schedule the recruits OVs for the Grambling State game.
There you go. Shout out to Tim. Thank you for the $2 super chat. It's 2023 Michigan, the greatest Big Ten team of all time.
I think it's in the conversation.
I don't know if it's the greatest Big Ten team of all time. Okay, let me ask you this. For everybody here and Tim, are we counting now because USC is in the Big Ten, because UCLA and these other Oregons are in the Big Ten? Do they count for the all-time as well?
Ooh, good question. Are we going to kind of retcon the Pac-12?
Exactly.
I think the season has to be played with a Big Ten schedule to be considered a Big Ten team of all time.
Okay.
But if we're talking about
I agree with that.
What about schools in the Big Ten and their best seasons, then I would count their their seasons all time. But if we're talking about the best Big Ten season,
then if that's the prerequisite, I'm going to lean to no for 2023. Only because they didn't play the greatest Big Ten schedule leading up to that national championship. Great team, though. Absolutely great team.
But I'll say this though, I don't think there's more than a couple Big Ten teams, at least that I can think of, that I would give much of a chance of beating the 2023 Michigan team.
I'm gonna tell you a team, man. I know it's gonna be a very unpopular opinion, but I know Richie's gonna love to hear this. That 2002 Ohio State team, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not saying they beat the 23 Michigan team, but that team of Ohio State, that was the epitome of a dog team. That team will punch you in the mouth. Win, lose, or draw. Obviously, they went undefeated, but they were a tough fucking team. Excuse my language. And it would have been tough. They just went in there refusing to lose. They were tough in the trenches. They defense, they could hit, they could tackle, bro. They didn't really have superstars all over. They had good players. But me, if I had to put money, I'm gonna choose the 23 team. But that 02 OSU team and 23 Michigan team, take my money. I want to see it.
Counterpoint, Craig Krenzel, but I don't want to offend anybody.
No, West Clark. You're right, West Clark. We know what Krenzel was, but you know what he was, though? That year, he was a winner. He knew how to win.
Oh, no, he's a consummate game manager. I give you that.
Yeah, he was.
The year they beat Miami? Was that the 2002 year?
Yeah, yes.
I get your point on Craig Krenzel, but Yeah, and people forget those Jim Tressel teams, like you're saying, Maniac. Those were tough teams. Those
They were. Those were
they
actually
were
tough teams.
built a lot like
They
the
definitely
latter
tough.
years of Jim Harbaugh teams. They had a lot of guys on those teams that weren't the Ohio State of today. They were getting like 3 stars and developing them. They were getting those big corn-fed guys from Ohio and Wisconsin and Minnesota and Iowa and all over the Midwest to play offensive, defensive line from them. They were tough. They were tough physical teams, and they were really good. You don't beat that Miami team without being a really good team.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you're right. And they did a good thing. I heard something about, they were asking, is Ohio doing a good job of recruiting their state? And a lot of OSU fans are really not happy, even though, again, OSU doesn't have recruiting issues. But Russell, he made sure he fenced that state, bro. He kept that Ohio talent in-house.
This is a good point. And I meant to bring this point up too after Darren went. But Wesley says it's tough for kids to get to games if they play high school ball in Cali, Texas, etc. For noon official visits or noon kickoffs, basically. Official visits are different because they are for 48 hours. But
I don't
again,
think that's as big of a deal though, because that's only a big deal if you're looking at you want to bring them in on for a specific game. If they got basketball or whatever, if they got games on that weekend, bring them in on another weekend. It's about the visit. It's not necessarily about who you're playing.
No, I get that, but also, kids, you got to deal with a lot of schedules, right? By the way, I don't know who has their volume on 1,000, but the feedback is coming through.
It's probably me. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. But again, you have a lot of kids visiting, right? You got to schedule the logistics of all of that while also trying to, accommodate people on certain days or whatever. I do think if you live out west, if you live anywhere, honestly, you got to game the night before, right? And then you got to be on campus for the game at noon. Like, that's tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then don't come that weekend. Come the next weekend. Schedule it for a weekend that you don't got a game.
Again, right?
It can be tough though when you're playing high school ball and
exactly.
you only get like
how long is the high school?
How
long is it before high school's over? Into the college season, right? We're getting late into the season, and all of that. But yeah, I mean, I get it.
Some kids play multiple sports and stuff too, which makes it incredibly difficult.
Absolutely. Block M. It's been a minute since we've seen you in the chat, man. How you doing?
Hey, it's been going good. Thanks for having me. I've been going through some stuff, but I'm back on. I'm gonna be back being active, and I watched Maniac torch. I think Garrison is his name. Yesterday. That was
never.
pretty.
Garrison get torched? Never.
That was pretty entertaining. But I have a couple of football questions for you. But
absolutely.
I will say Maniac and Kinetic probably know what I'm about to say. And I completely am fully aware this is a football show, but I will have to say this. If Michigan messes around and gets Yaxel Lendenborg to stay with Michigan and come in this class, this is a Final Four team. And Michigan fans need to start paying attention to what Dusty May's doing because he's cooking, guys. I don't think we're going to have to wait too long to see a Final Four or a championship team here in Ann Arbor. Anyway, back to the football side. You guys had an interesting conversation going on earlier. If Ohio State didn't lose to Michigan and won the national championship, so if they would have beat Michigan and won the national championship, it would have been a horrible year for Michigan.
Absolutely.
Do you think that if they lose again this season, do you think that they will look back and say, and I kind of know the answer because like Darren was saying, you need a special book to talk to these people. But if they lose again, which I anticipate will happen, what will you think that they will look back and be like, you know what? Maybe Michigan fans had a little bit of a point last year.
No.
No, because they'll never concede anything to us.
I mean, bro, if that was the case, they should have had that shit this year.
Yeah.
Right.
That I mean, that's very true. But it was the first year of a new playoff format like this. I understand the thought that the rivalry doesn't matter, but I think that maybe that tune will change as this format grows older. But I just think that in my opinion, I think that if you go 5-0 or you go 0-5 against your rival, and I guess there's really no other rivalry in sports to compare it to, really, because this is just so big. It's almost like a second championship game to both fan bases.
Yes.
But to hear them basically discredit it,
yeah,
is really kind of makes it seem like they don't care about it as much as Michigan fans do.
They do.
As soon as they win again, they're gonna care.
Absolutely.
What we in the profession call the bargaining stage of grief, really.
Yeah.
They're trying to reason with reality.
I want to give
that's getting to your point too, the cognitive dissonance of
Yes.
saying the game doesn't matter. Well, like I said, Buckeye Scoop today is Zapruder filming the 2022 game. The rivalry didn't matter anymore. Why are we Zapruder filming a game from 3 years ago?
Right.
Please answer that question for me. If you can come up with a reasonable, logical answer, I'd like to hear it. I do got to peace out though, guys. I really appreciate you guys.
Give out your socials and where people can find your stuff there.
Yeah, Darren Talks Ball on Twitter or X or whatever you call it, depending on what your political leanings are. I'm not going to get into all that, but anyway. And then you can find me on YouTube, Darren Talks Ball. That's pretty much it. And I talk ball. That's what I do.
No doubt, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, see you guys.
Before you go, just know that this they're gonna find that fifth step, acceptance this year. You can read about it in that book of yours.
I haven't taken a class on that yet, but yes, they hopefully someday some of them will.
No doubt, man.
Yeah. So Black M,
Darren Talks Ball, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, Darren. So I'll say this, that I hate when they say the rivalry doesn't mean anything. And this is where I debunk that real quick. There's a very high chance, gentlemen, this season, especially this season of all, I can see where both OSU and Michigan are 9-2 heading into the game, and the loser will get left out the playoffs. I mean, that's a very, very high possibility this season. So if that's the case, what are we talking about that the rivalry doesn't matter? Or you're saying it doesn't matter if, we're 11-0, because if we lose, we're still going to get to the playoffs. But there's going to be years, even with the 12-team playoff, that the loser of that game might not make the playoff, or the winner of that game needs that win in order to get to the playoffs. So let's not say the game doesn't matter. It's their way of just saying, well, they won the Natty. So that's their way of saying, well, it doesn't matter, but it does. Trust me.
No doubt.
Yeah, I just think that I think Maniac has a good point where it's a lot of it for especially Ohio for the easy card to play is that they did end up winning the national championship, which I would like to one thing I would like to see to ask you guys about is that, do you think with the new playoff format, do you think there will be any adjustments made as far as to, like, if you're a number 1 seed like Oregon was, do you think that there will be more of a reward for that going forward? Because I kind of felt bad for Oregon fans. It's like, congratulations, you had a great season. Here's Ohio State, first game against the playoffs. Like, it's just to me, it just was. I wonder if they'll adjust that.
I think there's two things there. I mean, first of all, as far as the seeding, the seeding itself is going to change anyway, because they're going to be going to 16 team format here in the next like year or two. But I think
Is
the
that
biggest
something they're
change.
talking about, or is
Oh,
that
they've been talking about that since literally the week after they agreed to the 12-team playoff.
Okay.
Shit, March Madness.
But
Right.
so that's going to change. But I think the biggest gift that they could get, and it is potentially possible, is that they look at not having, what was it, like a 3-week layoff between when Oregon played. Like that is a huge disadvantage.
Very.
So I think that's something that could definitely be looked at and might change. I think we're probably a few years away from it because they're going to need to see it be an issue for 2, 3, 4 years. But I think that will be changed eventually.
Every team that had a bye lost, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's probably going to change, but I don't think it's going to happen immediately. They're going to need to see it over the course of a couple of years that it's a consistent problem.
Sure. Go ahead, Marmar. Unmute yourself.
You just discussed this last night about that, Dave. So if you want to fill them in about that straightforward season.
Yeah. Are you sitting on your microphone? Are you sitting on your phone or something?
Nah, I just got my earpiece and I'm on play. Yeah.
All right. Got you. All right.
His microphone is being muffled by his headset.
Yeah, we did talk about this. I was on a Week 0 podcast last night, by the way. Be sure to like and subscribe to that podcast. Week 0, those guys talk a myriad of college football topics. But anyway, we were on there last night discussing this very topic. And one of the things that came up is even a reseeding, right? Block him to your point, right? So if you're number 1 Oregon and then Ohio State comes through, but let's say Clemson would have came through last year too, then you reseed and now Oregon plays Clemson instead of Ohio State or however that goes, right? So that's one idea. I'm not a big fan of reseeding, you know what I mean? Like because I also am of the thinking that you played yourself into these positions, right? You know, the fact that Ohio State got in, and sure, it was not the most favorable matchup for Oregon, maybe not the most savory matchup, but that's where they played themselves into. You can argue with the seeding, sure, but I'm not a huge fan of that. But again, as Kinetic brought up, 16 games seems like the most it's happening, like it's gonna happen. And like Juju brought up, it's turning into March Madness at this point. We might as well just have everybody in the playoff, but you know, whatever.
No, we got to max out at 16, bro. 16 is enough.
Personally, I think 8 should have been the max, but you know, whatever.
I'm a fan of going back to 4, but that'll never happen.
Yeah, me too.
I would have liked to have seen them at least try 6 before.
I wouldn't have been mad at 6. I think 8 was the right number, though. But I'll say this: regardless of what the number of teams are, I would prefer to see this change over any other. I want every game except the Natty to be a home game for the higher seeded team, and I want the Natty in the Rose Bowl every year.
That would
you're going to get the money, so you're not going to see that one, brother.
Yeah, bro. Rose Bowl is ancient, bro. That shit ain't going.
No, I said I want the Rose Bowl to be the Natty game every year.
I'm just saying,
you want it to be out
there. Game, they're not losing that bowl money. That's the only way to keep bowls relevant.
Well, I mean, no, but I'm saying the Rose Bowl is already part of the playoff format. I'm saying instead of it being a semifinal game, it's the final game.
No, I'm with the Rose Bowl.
They still get the money that they get now.
Well, why would the Rose Bowl have to be the final game?
Because it's the best stadium outside of the big house in the country.
Right, right.
That sounds like something a Big Ten fan would say. But hold on, let me address Paulie Walnuts here. He says, "LOL." He starts his conversation, "LOL," to break the ice, but then he goes right into DEFCON 3. Michigan is going to lose their recruits once Moore is fired. NCAA grants a transfer for losing a coach.
Bro, said the same shit last year.
Moore's not getting fired. Nobody's transferring. Sorry, you got to deal with Rice for the next 2 years.
They said the same shit, bro.
It's always one. One always finds his way in here. Come on.
Only don't tell me you're innocent. Because it insults my intelligence. It makes me very angry.
Paulie.
I just want Paulie to know that I'm pointing at him with the 2 fingers, just like the actual Paulie Walnut.
That's crazy.
Right.
This guy here.
Yeah. Shout out
Boy
to Paulie, man.
Boy got his 15 seconds.
Do you think they really believe that?
They do.
No, they don't.
No, they do. Listen,
they want to believe.
So
it.
Darren just had a video about
to, like the NCAA gods and hope that happens.
No,
it's like
Darren,
going to Mount Olympus.
Darren just had a video about this. Some random dude on a Buckeyes forum started this rumor about Bryce not getting NIL and going to visit LSU, and they were going to flip him now. And it's been aggregated by like legit Buckeye media and all the fans everywhere. Like it's a real story. And
Shout
it's
out
not.
Bryce,
They
man.
really do believe that stuff, man.
Bryce done turned that shit down on Twitter, bro.
Right.
Right.
That's insane to me, man. Like I mean, I don't get me wrong. I really don't. I hate Ohio State, but like, let's just pretend in an alternate universe that the situation's flipped. You know, I wouldn't even. I'd be like, what's the big deal? Like, if they had their own Connor Stallions and what happened to Michigan happened to Ohio State, I'd be like, yeah, this is nothing. I don't understand the outrage.
I literally was saying that back when they had the whole tattoo bullshit. Like this,
and
is
you guys
stupid.
are better men than me because I would be on their head top week in and week out. Every show would be about them being cheaters.
Dude, I couldn't care less about the fucking tattoo game. Like it was such a non-issue to me.
Nah, but the whole
I admire you for that, dog. I admire you for that.
So I wanna ask the panel this, right? I've been wanting to ask this question in general. So is there a team, or do you have a second team that you don't mention that when you watching you always rooting for them? There's
Are
not
we
Michigan.
talking college or pros?
College.
Like a secondary team that we kind of root for, but
yes.
No,
yes.
not even a little bit.
I do.
I mean, I do.
All right, I do.
Clemson. I'll go first. I root for Michigan and whoever's playing Ohio State. That's my favorite.
That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
I mean, it might be stupid, but listen, I do like I'm from up like central Michigan, like around the Mount Pleasant area. So I like CMU. I like to see them do good. And I'm not gonna lie, I like East Carolina. Their uniforms are awesome. I love their uniforms. So I root for them
these colleges
unless they
non-consequence.
I mean, I'm not following any other power team, but I mean, I do root for these teams.
Yeah, I guess when Western won the Frozen Four, you know, I was like, oh, that's nice. Like, but I don't like watch the games or anything.
I mean, when I lived in Mount Pleasant, I would go to the CMU games, and it was fun.
Ron Embry is my guy. We think just alike almost. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to be a huge fan of Peter Warwick.
Oh,
I thought
Peter Warwick was so. Yo, bro, I'm sorry, Maze. People, you want to talk about wide receivers in college, man? I know a lot of you guys are young. Y'all was born like in 98, 99. Bro, Peter Warwick, to this day, the most electric. I didn't say the best. The most electric wide receiver I see. He had a crossover in football. That move he had.
He was the master of the dead leg, bro.
Yo, bro.
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Yo,
Peter, bro, the most electric player I ever seen, bro, was Tavion Austin, bro.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
Tavion Austin. I love Tavion
Austin, but he's like little Peter Warwick. He's Peter Warwick.
Yes.
All right, hey. So we were talking about this earlier, as far as how Michigan 2023 Michigan holds up. So I just found a ranking by one of the writers at The Athletic.
Yeah, they're ranked 11.
Yeah, ranked the best CFB team since 2000. You guys want to know what teams they have over the 2023 Michigan team?
Name them.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go one by one. I want you to tell me if you agree with them being ranked higher than 2023 Michigan. 2001 Miami.
Yeah, of course.
2019 LSU.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
2005 Texas.
That would have been. I don't agree.
That was Vince
I don't
Young.
agree.
They had the safety too, but that was about it. I
Was
don't
their
like it.
was their defense good that year?
Michael Huff was the safety.
Yeah,
They were solid.
Michael Huff
They had some
was tough
dogs.
in college too. He went to the Raiders and was a trash can. But
Trust me, I remember.
That's tough.
All right, so then the next one they got is 2020 Alabama.
Yes.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yes.
2004 USC.
Who? Oh yeah.
04 USC.
That was a tough.
Those would have been a good game.
Who was the quarterback of was it Tagovailoa or Jalen
No, it
Hurts
was
for
Matt
the 20?
Jones.
Matt Jones was
Matt.
cool. Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Bro, that team was loaded,
They were
bro.
nasty.
It was tough.
That team was stupid, bro.
Yeah. Mac Jones was probably the weakest link, but they were
most definitely.
But
Bro.
hey,
he's like he's a he's
but
an
that-
epitome to fucking Will Howard, bro. Just surrounded by.
But let's be real though, like
immense
the
talent,
quarterback
bro.
for all like some of the best Bama teams, the quarterback was the weakest link.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Like that was a normal thing for them.
That's true.
Yes, you're right. Kinetic, because I
Greg
believe
McElroy and like
Greg McElroy, they won with him and that transfer from Florida State. He wore number 14. I forgot his name. Coker, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Hey,
So,
who is that, bro? He working Taco Bell right now. Like, who is he?
All right, so the next one they got is 2018 Clemson.
Tough team.
Yeah, that was that's
They're
with
getting
Trevor Lawrence as a
Yeah.
freshman. Yeah, that team
Their
was
defense
loaded.
was nasty.
That's a good game. I'm not gonna outright call them.
Yeah.
No, that defense was crazy, but I'm not gonna
Bro.
outright call them better than 2023 Michigan.
All right, then
That's
they
a
got
good game.
then they got 2022 Georgia.
Yeah, we saw
2022 Georgia.
that. That would have been a good matchup.
That was bro. We matched up really.
22 Georgia. No,
Yeah,
I'm
we
going
matched
no
up
on
really
them.
well against 22 Georgia.
I think that
21
was
Georgia. You got a different
Yeah,
conversation.
my bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Crazy.
But they were, but Mays mentioned that they were beaten. Oh yeah, that defense was still generational, bro.
Yeah,
that defense was stupid.
Then they got two Bama teams. They got 2016 and 2009.
That 09 team is that Julio?
Nah.
Oh, 09 team.
No, yeah.
That was
Ingram,
wasn't it?
Ingram. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I
We
mean,
would have had
those
a chance.
teams are good. Those are good teams.
That was probably
I like us,
his weakest.
I like us too.
Saban's weakest natty team in Alabama was that 09 team.
Yeah, yeah.
All
I
his
like,
other
I like
teams.
20.
I like
23
us.
Michigan.
I ain't gonna
versus
lie.
that team.
And then
I
they
like
got
that matchup.
and then they got the 2000 Miami.
No,
Yeah.
that's a generation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Both 2000 and 2001 Miami
Yeah.
nasty teams.
All right,
that
so,
was retarded.
so we'll
That's
probably put
there's
us
the
in
full
what,
list.
the 9 or 8 range. Like,
Yeah, I think we 6, 7, 8 somewhere in there.
Yeah. Where they got him at? 11?
11.
Now we're a little high. I mean, it is what
I
it
think
is.
that's pretty. I think somewhere around 8 would. I
Yes,
think I'd be fine.
I agree.
bro,
I
I'm actually
agree with
shocked.
that.
I'm actually shocked they got 2014 OSU all the way down there, bro.
Yeah, I'm shocked at that too. I think they are higher. They should be higher.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That team is
You-
fucking loaded, bro.
But you know why, Juju? They were loaded, correct. Ain't no one could take that. I
Yeah.
think very
I know they
similar.
lost, bro.
I just think they were. Let me ask this. Does OSU win the natty with a
Where's
healthy JT Barrett?
2013 Florida State.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, they right
Oh,
below us. They right below us. That's a good
Yeah.
team.
I mean, that's a good question,
Wait,
bro.
was
Because a lot of people
2013
had.
was that Jameis Winston?
Yeah.
That was
I'm not
yeah,
sure
yeah.
they
yeah.
do that with a healthy JT Barrett.
because what they
Bro, he's
fail
very
to realize,
polarizing in there, bro. A lot of people liked him. A lot of people didn't like him.
You talking about
Cardell Jones,
Who?
he had a way stronger arm than JT Barrett. And Cardell was built like a tight end, bro.
He
When
was.
that dude ran the ball, my goodness. So, some people
Right.
say it was
I
a
mean,
foregone
look.
conclusion. They win it with JT. I don't think so. I don't think they
know,
blow
bro.
out Wisconsin like that. And then they don't get in. I think they still beat them, but they don't 59 zip them.
I think they disrespected 08 Florida too a little bit.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that was a
look,
good team.
Like
A lot of
but
good teams,
I would
man.
say, like, bro, if you us, like, bro, that 2014 team, bro. If Zeke's not on that team, bro, they don't. They don't win.
Oh yeah,
Let me
yeah.
ask
Nah,
y'all, 2004 USC, is that with Carson Palmer or
no. Carson Palmer didn't win the Natty.
right?
It
Carson
was
Palmer was
right.
03.
I will say this. I don't think this team should be in the top 5 or anything.
Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly how good their defense was, but 2010 Auburn, Cam Newton couldn't be stopped.
Oh yeah,
They
yo,
got him
that's
at
another
22.
good.
They got him at 22.
Yeah, but that was it though.
Yeah,
It was Cam
they had
Newton.
nobody but Cam Newton.
Him,
Yeah.
Nick Bailey. That
Cam
was
Newton or bust, bro.
I'll say my opinion. I
Their
think
defense
Michigan
was
is
decent.
5th on this list. The 2023
Okay.
Michigan team. I think you got 2001 Miami, 2019 LSU. I think you got 2020 and 2009 Alabama.
No.
And then I'm putting 23 Michigan after them.
I got his 9 to 7 range, bro.
09 Alabama is not better than 2023 Michigan.
No,
I don't know,
hell
man.
no. That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
saying. Maze, I agree because to
I
me,
did
that's the
get to see
weakest.
that. I did
You
get to
think-
see
you
that
think
team
the
in person.
20
Now it was against Vanderbilt, but I
Yeah.
did see that team in person, and it was.
You
scary.
think the 23 Michigan team was for sure better than the 18 Clemson team?
I do.
Oh no,
I don't
I don't.
necessarily.
That's
I think that's a good game.
that's a
I think that's a
toss-up.
classic game.
It is.
I think we're
really
right below them. I think we're a couple spots below them, or one
Yeah,
maybe.
Trevor Lawrence was so good, bro.
That year, bro, they have NFL receivers, bro.
2021
Their defense was disgusting, bro. They
Georgia.
had really good linemen.
Yeah,
2021 where's 2021
ETN
Georgia?
too, bro. They literally had ETN.
I don't even see him on the list. I was looking for him. I don't see 21.
That's crazy.
Where's Burger King Tech at, man? They number 1.
You know it. 2021 Georgia, I think, wipes the floor with 2022 Georgia.
Yes, I do. I
yeah,
agree.
so do I.
Yeah. I don't know.
But let
man.
me ask again, because if Alabama has a healthy Michi and a healthy what's my man Jameis Williams, they probably beat Georgia. And they went down to the wire in that game without both of them.
Yeah.
Didn't Jamo get hurt that game?
No.
It was Waddle, man. That was Waddle.
It was
Waddle.
No.
Jamo got hurt in
Michi.
the
No, you're right.
other
No,
game.
you're right. I think Jamo got hurt that game. Michi got hurt in the SEC championship.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man, I don't know. I'm with it. I think if they're healthy too, I don't think Georgia wins that one, bro.
But look at what we had on 23 though. I mean, look at all the first rounders that we had that just went in this year from the 2023 team. All the picks we've had like 20 something players picked in the NFL draft between the last 2 years from that championship team. I'm sorry, I don't see more than 4 teams that I would bet on against Michigan.
So I think just play style, like
especially with Minter calling that defense.
Yes, defense would have been fine. Special teams would have been fine, but bro, I just think schematically our offense, like, look, we were not built to come from behind, and it takes one play. Like some of these offenses on these teams are just bro, we had a generational defense.
That's the same argument that people were making about why Washington was going to dog walk us with Michael Penix and 3 NFL.
Nobody.
But I'm saying with their offense, they had 3 NFL wide receivers and all that stuff that people were talking, and Minter was able to hold them to what 14 points.
Correct, but now a lot of these teams have the combination of defense and offense. Washington did not have a good defense.
Yeah, that's where I think too. I don't know how our receiving core would have done against.
Beats and Treat says, "Kinetic, you might be drunk." He did take a pain pill right before the show, so there's that.
Hey, yeah, maybe.
That man floating.
I don't know if we're not top 5 on this list. I'm with Juju. I got us anywhere 6 to 9. I mean, 7
all right,
to 9.
that's fair.
Outside of those 4 teams that I mentioned, I'm betting on the 2023 Michigan squad.
And you're gonna lose.
I hear that.
Money.
I just think for in particular the Clemson that I believe is ranked 6th. I just think you're better at almost every position on offense, and then defense is I'd give the edge to Michigan on defense, but I just think it's close.
Yeah, it's tough. And remember that 2018 Clemson team beat a super talented Alabama team. It wasn't
I think they
no,
beat their ass.
no, they whooped them. That was a blowout, like by more than 3
Right.
touchdowns.
Right.
I mean,
Trevor
bro, if we
Lawrence
didn't have
was so
fucking,
good, bro.
if we didn't have Harbaugh's offense and we had at least one elite receiver, bro, my tone would change, bro.
I
And
think so too, but
I think we are in a real tussle, if I'm being honest, with 2013 Florida State.
Yeah,
An actual dogfight with 2013 Florida State.
Yeah, that sounds right. That'd be a goodie as well.
That's why I said it's like 6 or 7 and 9, bro. Just somewhere in that range for me.
Yeah. But this is
So
a good
what
question.
about-
This was good.
I think they're ranked 8th. What do you guys think they would be against that Alabama team?
Which team?
Which one?
Whoever was, I think it was the 2016 was ranked 8th.
2016 is tough.
Yeah, I like us against
2016. No,
I like this against 09.
The 2016
could
was
be a
that
coin flip.
Coca, right? Where Coca beat Clemson.
Right.
Yeah.
They would have had a chance against, that was again super loaded Alabama team. That Alabama team in 09, Alabama team, I think that 23 Michigan team has a good chance of winning. Not saying that they win, but after that, no, I don't think no other Alabama team would
the 09 team, Michigan beats handily. I think that's a double-digit win for Michigan.
I think the 09 Alabama team is a worse version of the 23 Michigan team. They are very similar style.
Right.
Correct. Leaning, they leaned on the run game, and of course JJ was just better than who was their quarterback? Kinetic McElroy.
Yeah,
I think it was McElroy. Yeah.
Yeah. Forget about it.
Or was it McElroy or was it McCarron?
No, McCarron was the one. McCarron was the quarterback when they beat Notre Dame.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, and they just look. I remember watching them
when they showed his girlfriend. Remember when they showed his girlfriend?
Or who they?
That was the whole Manti
Relax,
thing,
Brett,
wasn't it?
Exactly.
Relax.
When they came out for that game, it looked like the Monstars versus a Pee Wee team, bro.
Oh,
Crazy, dog.
that wasn't it
Notre
like
Dame felt the same
45
way that
to
you did.
Right.
No, they
Wasn't it like-
honestly did. I think it was Manti Te'o that came out and said that he looked around and saw his teammates looking at Alabama and was like, "Oh no, we're not gonna win this game."
Hell nah, they had no shot, man. That was crazy.
They did. You could tell. I feel like if I'm remembering correctly, you could tell after like the first few possessions, you're like, "Yep, these boys can't hang with it."
No,
Bro,
and
the
remember,
kickoff, I knew it was over.
the reason us Michigan fans we know that Alabama team because week 1 in Dallas they whooped our ass.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's when
uniforms too.
Them days,
God,
bro.
I hate that game.
Channing, what's my man? The corner got tore his ACL in that game.
Dribbling.
Yeah, Channing Stribling was nice too,
bro.
Hey, look, bro. That's back when the playing fields wasn't level, bro.
Bro,
No.
somebody. I remember. I don't
That's a
remember who
fact.
it was, but somebody
Wasn't that-
knocked the shit out of Thomas Rawls on the sideline.
Wasn't it
Alabama.
Wasn't it just the next season after that? Maybe somebody else is a historian that can check me on this, but wasn't it the season after that where Nick Saban was like, Harbaugh can't be doing satellite cams?
Yeah. I talked about that on my pre-game soliloquy a couple weeks aw. But you're right. The SEC was upset about those satellite camps.
And
it looked like they took it out on Denard Robinson and them. They were smacking Denard.
Oh yeah, they were. But at the same time, it's just like, well, what do you want us to do? Like we Notre Dame and Michigan, we're getting our asses kicked by all you Southern teams, getting these big, huge Southern kids playing every year.
And they're like, we'll show you. They showed us in Dallas.
They did, and we spoke about that yesterday, right, Juju? That most of the talent comes from the South. I mean, that's not a secret.
Yeah.
So they were able,
not a shit level though, bro. Like,
you're right, Juju, and that's what I mentioned a couple of shows ago. That now it's so much parity in college football with the NIL, and everyone could get paid now, and other schools could really come out their wallet. That I don't think we're gonna see those dominant teams like we've seen in the past. So this is why when people be like,
"You think Michigan?"
Yeah, and it's good. Like this is what I'm saying. Like Michigan this year, again, I don't think we're going to win the Natty. No. But we make a deep run in the playoffs. Yes, bro. As long as we hitting on all cylinders, there's not going to be no super team.
I think like one of my takes is like this year, if we can be 2021 version, if we can hit that pinnacle, we're easy. Like to me, we're easily in the playoff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Juju,
yeah.
you're right.
I just
You're
want
right.
that 2021 team. Like I think we'll have a better defense in that 21 team. Like collectively, the offense. Well, obviously, we'll have a better quarterback, even as a freshman, in my opinion. And Cade, like wide receivers to be determined. The O line, I don't think we'll have a better O line, but running backs, I think we'll have better running backs, bro, than the 21.
It's tough because Hassan Haskins, man, he was a man child. He was a beast.
We gotta get.
I'm not. Hey, look, he's a dog. He's a Michigan great, but I think Jordan Marshall and Hayes, I think them two are
for sure
are destined this season to be a top 5 duo, bro.
Hey, and I put up a poll.
Hold on,
on X.
hold on, Kinetic. Go ahead, Mama.
Hey, Juju, I sent you them stats on Drake May earlier, and I think Bryce. I didn't get to answer your question yesterday. I think Bryce is gonna put up them type of numbers throughout his career. Same or not even, if not better numbers than what Drake May did in the Chip Lindsey offense.
Yeah, I mean, look, Drake May's numbers went down. I love this argument. Everyone's saying, "Oh, when Chip Lindsey came in, Drake May's number went down." Drake May was running a fucking air raid. He was in an air raid offense before Chip came. Chip came, then he turned into a power spread, and he was around 2,500 yards. But you can take it from him. Drake May's the reason that Chip Lindsey is at Michigan right now.
Well, and on top of that, like Drake May has even come out and said that his stats weren't as high under Chip Lindsey, but that Chip Lindsey made him a more complete quarterback and is the reason he got drafted.
He literally called Moore and said, Yo, you need to go get this guy, bro.
Yeah, no, and just look at Chip Lindsey's track record, right? Everywhere he's gone, he has had success, and more importantly, he's never been fired from any team he has been the OC. So we in good hands, man. We in good hands.
I want to piggyback off that for certain individuals that call him a high school OC. This man has had. Bro, he's had a 3,000-yard passer and total 3K rusher in one season in the SEC. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing here, bro? Everywhere he's gone, he's been a walking 30-point-a-game OC.
I'm telling you.
And
he's going to have a hell of a defense behind him. He could be more aggressive now.
To what you were saying about the running backs. This last, I think Friday, I put up a poll. Who's going to be the best running back duo in the Big Ten? It had over almost 600 views, and I put up there Haynes and Marshall, Peoples and Donaldson, Allen and Singleton. Haynes and Marshall, 90% of the votes.
Oh, easy.
I think
one thing we're gonna see that we're gonna really enjoy this year is we're gonna be Michigan's. After the horrible hellhole that we went through last year, they're finally going to be able to play complementary football. They're actually going to be able to have, like Kinetic, you were saying, that the defense is going to have the offenses back, and the offense will have the defense back. We're finally going to actually have, if we get in a situation where it's 3rd and 4, it's not like, oh, well, probably going to punt now. We're actually going to have a quarterback and an offense that can move the chains in multiple different situations. It's not going to have to be 3rd and 1 for us to be like, oh, okay, well, maybe we'll get the first down. We're actually going to have complementary football that will be able to sustain drives instead of just basically do nothing.
Well, this is what I keep saying, bro. Like, if we get one deep, we just need one deep threat. We need 2 receivers, really. We need 3 receivers to be consistent. But if we get one deep threat in an 11 personnel offense that Chip loves to run, I mean, look out, bro. Because at that point, bro, I'm gonna start expecting 31. We can take a shot because we're confident in that fourth down area.
Yes.
We can just go for it. Like that's the area I want to get back to. That confidence where, all right, second down, bro, we got 2 downs for this shit.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where I want to get back.
Once it's shown this next season, once some of these recruits and a lot of these wide receivers, there are a lot of wide receivers in the upcoming class, but also ones that are at other schools right now who are watching Michigan in a big way. And once they see Chip Lindsey's offense utilizing the wide receivers in a way that Michigan hasn't in a long time, and they see Bryce as legitimate, watch the floodgates are going to open around November, December this year. I agree.
with that. I'm personally not predicting it this year.
Kinetic, I can't let you get I can't put us up at number 1 yet, but I think we'll be a strong number 2 behind Singleton and Allen.
I think by the end of the year we're gonna I think Haynes and Marshall by the end of the season will be looked at as better than them.
I hope you're
right. The one running back that was showing out in the spring game, I think he we still not talking about
Kuzdal.
Yeah, and then we not talking about the kids that are coming, enrolling during the summertime.
He probably don't know what they somewhere else.
I think Kuzdal. I like the kid, but with us bringing in 2 transfer running backs on top of having Haynes, Marshall, and Capana, I don't think Kuzdal's seeing the field in a real game.
Bro, that boy.
Parker is him, bro.
Yes.
He's coming in too.
Yeah, but I'm thinking they're probably giving him a red shirt just because of how
that boy. I think so too. But I think he's going to be better than every running back on the roster currently.
Agreed. Yeah, Parker, he's a player, man.
And I just want to point out, we're sitting here talking about wide receivers. People need to stop sleeping on Jalen Pyle. That kid.
Yeah, he could ball out.
Fact. Shout out to Jalen Pyle, the whole Pyle family.
He's gonna be
Kia
Pyle,
dangerous. The mom.
He's gonna be dangerous, intermediate routes. Like he doesn't really have
expect him to get
speed,
another star here shortly. Actually,
man, don't sleep on Peyton O'Leary, boy. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Perfect for
don't get Juju started,
bro.
Don't get Juju.
Hey, Juju.
Don't get Juju started.
Hey, you gotta drink this hit. These are the times you gotta drink the Henny right now because Peyton O'Leary is gonna show you, bruh.
Hey,
congratulations, you played yourself.
Juju.
You know I gotta fuck with Juju, man.
No disrespect to Peyton.
Or Peyton O'Leary and Amorian Walker. Which one you throwing to?
Who?
Bro.
Peyton O'Leary and Amorian Walker. Which one you throwing to?
Hey yo, what the fuck?
What you mean, bro? We got BU. He can throw that bitch himself and go catch it.
I'm just you gotta pick one. Come on.
On that note, hold on. Before you answer, we got a commercial from Marmar's father.
Yo, this Dre Fame. I'm rocking with the Maze Madman. Y'all gotta follow him and tune in. If y'all don't, I'm upset.
Yes, sir.
This is uncanny. Looking at
it's been a long time, man.
Side right there.
It's been a long time, man.
You gotta answer the question.
I appreciate that, man.
Ain't no Leary or Amorian Walker, bro.
Yeah, which one? The game is on the line. You got to throw a pass to one of those two.
Hey, Juju, you got to go with Peyton, man.
You got to go with. I mean, look. You got to go with Leary.
He's the only one that's
you leaning, bro. Juju, you leaning.
Wasn't O'Leary cooking Amorian Walker in the spring game like 2 years ago?
Bro,
I take that back. I'm really pissed off.
Bro, he has starting reps, so there's only really one answer.
Well, I'm saying if you throw to Amorian Walker, you throw to
Hey, Juju. So he didn't come on clutch. Hey, Juju. He didn't come on clutch, for us.
No, he had one of the best catches
that
of
catch
the
was
season,
amazing,
bro. Like, shout out to him.
Put some respect on his name, Juju.
Yeah, bro.
I just need him to get some credit.
Bro, got me.
Oh man. Hey, facts. It sure did. The walk on connection.
Hey, look, but look, I appreciate it, bro. But you can go sit down still. Like, go ahead.
hey. Speaking on walk-ons, have they made the decision on if they're going to cut the roster down to 105? Because the judge did come out and say that she do not want to see people lose their scholarships
There's been
I
no
have no
decision
idea.
on that. That's back in court. The NCAA is out here losing, bro. Let's be honest. Right? The not only that, but there's another now lawsuit against the NCAA for kids who are saying, who are you to say that there should be a limit on eligibility? So now there's a possibility of having 33-year-old fathers of three out there
I'm not
playing
with
college
that,
football.
What the fuck?
I
Hey,
don't
yeah,
know.
I quit watching that shit.
bro. I think the Chris Winkies of the world need to be like anomalies. It shouldn't be a normal thing to
Yeah, I
see
would not watch that
38-year-old.
shit, West
Hey,
Wild.
I don't want
Maze,
to see
did
no more
you?
Brandon Whedons. That man was
Yo,
Hunter
what's
that man
up?
look
Dickinson's
older
going to
than
be
me
playing at
now.
Kansas till he's 40.
Hey, hey, Maze,
The
did you hear
Utah quarterback.
Rashawn Benny's comments?
Oh, Cam Rising retired.
Hey, Maniac, he retired.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he retired.
His comments on what, Juju?
Well, I think he got interviewed. I mean, if anyone hasn't seen Isaiah Hole
Yeah, I
at
did.
Rogers Camp, that you gotta go watch it.
I
But
did.
I think
Yeah.
he commented on the three players that he thought was popping off. Jamar Browder, I forget the other one. But he named Jordan Young, and that was one that surprised me.
Yeah, nah. I'm not surprised, man. The kid is very talented.
Andrew Marsh
Listen,
was the other one.
Michigan,
I am just
Juju.
because that we know that safety room is deep. Like,
Yeah, he's him,
And
bro.
what's
He was
your
a
thoughts
highly
on Dotson? Juju coming in.
Who?
Dotson coming into that safety room too.
I think he provides a lot of athleticism, bro. I don't know. I still don't know where they're gonna put him. I don't know if he's gonna play offense or defense. They recruited him as a safety, but I'm excited about the Pitbull, bro. Canelo Winston, bro. I want him to get on campus. That's the one.
Yeah. He's gonna be that dude. He played with violence, bro. And Lamar Morgan, he's been recruiting these dudes in the secondary. There's gonna be chopping dudes' head off, man.
Speaking
I'm telling you.
Speaking of that, we got to get to this. I told him I would do this to bring this up. Shout out to 4-star cornerback out of Virginia, Jazio Hart.
Yeah.
He will be announcing his commitment on Thursday.
We had him on the show. We
did have him on the show.
Good kid. I hope he picks Michigan.
And he will be announcing his commitment on Thursday. Block. Shout out to Block. He had to go.
What the crystal balls? What the crystal
I'm about
balls
to
are saying?
go. I'm about to go real
I think
quick,
he's
man.
leaning Penn
Appreciate
State.
y'all having me, man.
Yeah.
Of course, Mar. Anytime.
God bless y'all. Hey, man.
Mar, be good, my brother.
Hair grease. Hold on, Mar. Before you leave, though, one more time.
Yo, this Dre Fame. I'm rocking with the Maze Madman. Y'all gotta follow him and tune in. If y'all don't, I'm upset.
Yeah, that's definitely him. That's
shout to Dre Fame, man. Shout to him.
Hey, my final thought is to Juju in the panel, but it's directed towards Juju. Hey, Juju, they don't know what's coming down the road right now. They got their blinders on, but soon they will see what the 2025 season gonna be.
Hey,
Yeah, we ready. We ready, man. We ready for war.
Hey.
Okay. No, I'm joking. Shout out to Barbara. All right, man. Have a good night,
No, bro.
Have a good night, man.
Because you gonna be, hey, listen.
He out here rhyming like what's my man?
Hey, man.
Jesse Jackson.
Yeah, I was out here. I didn't mean to make a rhyme though, but I'm just saying though.
Precipitation.
Hey, Maze, you gonna be doing a lot of shows. This season you're gonna do a lot of post-season shows with happiness. Watch.
Yeah,
you ain't gonna come on like last year. Like, what did I just watch, man?
Yeah. Please. We had too many of those. We had 5 of those.
Yeah, Maze used to be pissed off in the video. What was they doing?
Bro, we all were.
Bro. That's all I know.
It was crazy. Last year, we can't have a repeat of that.
Hey, Maze used to go off, bro. All right, love, brother.
No,
hey, Juju.
Yo.
Hey, you know who Andrew Williamson is?
Of course.
What you think about him?
But I'm knowing that, like, TJ, I brought him up on TJ show, bro. Out of Grand Haven, you talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. For fucking, I think for him being, what is he, 27 recruit, right?
Yeah, 2027 running back, 5'10", 200 pounds, 4.35 in the 40-yard dash, benching 350, squatting 455.
I think.
Hey, what
I
are the
think that's-
kids eating
bro,
these days, bro? Let me start there.
bro, like I'm gonna get
and
out there and
Wendy's
see him.
chicken nuggets.
And look, this last season, the guy that he was sharing a backfield with went down with an injury. Kid ended with 1,300 rushing yards on 142 carries.
That's crazy. That
Bro,
sounds
I'm
like
gonna
Andrew Carpana numbers, though. If I'm being honest,
I just
bro,
want to know.
I'm
I just
going
want
out
to
there to see
know
him,
if
bro.
Juju likes him, because this might be a first for if he commits to Michigan for the first white skill player that
oh my
Juju
god.
likes.
Oh man.
Oh,
Let me think, and it might be.
You ain't like Cabana?
Yeah, you didn't like Cole Cabana, bro. You
No,
really don't like Mike.
I think Cabana's fine.
No, he said Cole Cabana.
Oh, Cole Cabana?
Yeah.
I didn't like him. I didn't like him for our fit, bro. I thought he.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Come on, man.
I thought he should have been in the slot, bro. He did, bro.
Hey, Maze, hold on, I got a question for you.
Yes, bro. Like I'm not like I didn't like him at running back.
The
Bro.
lie detector determined that was a lie.
So we need to get Williamson to change Juju's opinion, right?
No, but it's all about fit for me, bro. Like I just don't. I think you need to get. I hate this term for Gaddis, bro. You need to get your speed in space, and I didn't think that he was tough enough to run between the tackles. And I mean, you kind of show, bro. He's always hurt.
That's a fact.
Maze, quick question:
Yeah.
Is it getting late early for Jacob Oden?
Yes, it is.
I was just
Special
thinking,
teams
like,
demon,
we've been
bro.
naming all these young players
Bro.
at safety, and
He getting passed up by
Owen.
Mason Curtis, bro.
Yeah. He been.
Yeah.
What's this? His third year? Second year.
Okay, red shirt. Go ahead and red shirt him 3 times.
this is red shirt freshman year, but
Yeah, but
getting-
it's
I
getting
mean-
dark. It's getting real dark.
Yeah.
Keyshawn Bennett.
His locker
of
is
the
very
edges, bro.
lonely right now.
Nah, listen, man, and that's the good side. I mean, look, any school, they're gonna recruit at your position. I think every coach tells you that. Like, they don't care if you him. So listen, man, Michigan secondary is gonna be special ed, bro, for years to come.
Bro, B. Hillman, bro, he said that. He literally said it. I think we got the best defense in the country all around, bro.
Bro,
was
it's
very
gonna be
upfront with it.
scary, and it's Juju. You know what's crazy? A lot of people, they're gonna laugh at that. Let them see, bro. And then there's gonna be excuses. Oh, but who y'all play? Oklahoma's mid. It's always gonna be an excuse when it comes to Michigan. Always.
Look, bro,
Juju,
Sean Benny coming out and saying that he thinks that they have 23 depth on that defense. Look, he's seen it. He was in that room. So that shit has me excited, bro.
Juju,
Bro, they're gonna
do
rotate.
you think if
Maniac,
we get Hyder,
don't do
do
it.
you think we still in play for Latimer or no?
Amari?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think we're in play for him?
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, like, do you think we still have a chance to get him if we also get Hyder?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Amari is the safest pick, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. We got some ground to make up with him, bro. He wants to make his decision sooner, bro. I don't like.
New member. You stop being a member?
What?
Bro, I want Amari though, bro. I really don't.
Is
I'll take
Amari
it, bro.
Latimer
Hyder's
Georgia?
great, but
All right, so if we get Hyder and Latimer, we'll be happy.
So
I'll be
that's
happy.
the 2020. That's the
I'll be
2025
more than
class.
happy we get both.
That's the
By the way-
2025 class. So we need Williamson in 2027. Who's the 26 running back you like?
26. Shit, I haven't looked at the board. I'm not gonna lie, there's gonna be like hella people other than Williamson in 27, bro.
Yeah.
So Latimer is
this is a good
He's just a
opportunity.
homegrown, bro.
I'm
He's
with
just
it.
homegrown, so I expect to push if he lights it up.
Go ahead, West Squad.
No, I was just asking about Amari Latimer. Is he the one from Sandy Creek?
Yeah, running back.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I didn't realize he was in Georgia.
Yeah, straight out of Georgia, bro.
That's what's up. All right.
Yeah.
That's the same high school as Calvin Johnson, by the way.
Who knows though, bro?
Yeah.
Wisconsin's pushing for him really hard, so
Hey, nah, he ain't going to Wisconsin. We can't lose.
I don't know where he's going, bro. I just know we have some ground to make up.
Great opportunity to say become a member if you're not already. It is you get
Yes, sir.
great perks. Plus, it really helps the channel grow. By the way, like and subscribe if you haven't already. I think Don brought it up. We like 60 away from 6,900, which means that we're 160 away from 7,000. Help us get there. Share this with your friends on social media, all that. Look, gentlemen, this was a good show, man. I appreciate each and every one of you, of course. Juju, tell the people where they can find you slandering white skilled players across America.
Hey, look, if you want to see the white skilled people go away, bro, just follow me on Twitter. I'm _Jew6, bro.
No doubt. What's quiet? Where can the people find you, sir?
Look, you can look me up at Sir D Chamberlain on Twitter. Mama name of Twitter. I'm gonna call it Twitter.
Yes, sir.
And that's it. I got other sites. I don't be using them shit though. I got other social media, but nah.
Yeah. By the way, man, get your I thought that was Maniac that left early. I was like, how the hell you gonna leave before you yeah, man, get your what's that? TikTok popping, man. We need to see you on stage too.
Hey, I know, bro. I gotta get on stage first. I can't give you content till I make content.
No doubt, man. Maniac, tell the people where they can find you, what you got going on.
You can find me on my OnlyFans right here.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. There you go, man. Right here on Instagram. How you see it on the screen? Go blue _maniac _24. Holla.
No
Maniac
doubt.
Gonna start our OnlyFans. It's just clips of him cooking Garrison.
Hey, somebody might get off to that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Maze, your mic got muted.
Yeah.
Still muted.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Go.
All right.
We cannot hear the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Go blue. Kinetic, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Everywhere on 615 on YouTube, Kinetic 615 plays for my gaming. Check the GoFundMe link in the bio and here every Monday night. And pretty soon we'll be doing Saturdays again.
Let me say this, man. Don't be out here two-fisting bananas. That's for anybody out here, all right? Don't do it. Anyway, find me everywhere at Maze Madman. You know the slogan. All of that. But we do have an outro now, so we're gonna play it. I got to get better at this outro thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be our best season ever. My ratings, they're about to go through the roof.
All right, now I'ma calm down. So I just don't get that all that maze and that lock and all that. I just don't get it. So and how the
Oh my God, we're shutting the damn lock.